Grand Rising, everyone. Happy Sunday, or good afternoon, or good evening, depending where you are joining us from in the world. I am Naa Amerley Asante-Armar, and you are tuning into the Mothering Sunday series, streaming live from Ghana on the Power to Our Mothers Foundation Africa page, the GPAN Queens Club Facebook page, and also the United States of Africa YouTube channel. So, if depending what platform you are on, please do take a few seconds to like or follow or subscribe to whichever platform you are on, and also drop a comment and let us know where in the world you are joining us today from. Which part of the world are you in? So welcome to the Mothering Sunday series. This is a light-hearted conversation where we speak to our sons, the men, about the influence that their mother has had in their life, in their relationships with other people, particularly with women and girls. So, a warm welcome to you if you are joining us for the very first time. Today, we have a special guest. Our guest today is very much part of what can I say, the behind, if you like, the backstory to Power to Our Mothers Foundation Africa. Our guest today is Mr. Amuzu Kumahor, who is the CEO of Power to Our Mothers Foundation. But before that, he is a farmer, a non-partisan politician, an intuitive life coach, and more recently, a women's motivational speaker. So please do join me in giving a warm virtual welcome to Mr. Amuzu Kumahor to the show today. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Ma Angie.
So for those of you joining us today, is there anything you'd love to add to your introduction? I've given them a very brief introduction to you, but can you tell the audience a little bit more about yourself?
Oh, okay. I'm Francis Amuzu Kumahor, and that's what my parents named me. The very first name, Francis. My name has a very long story, and if I should say how my name they gave my name to me, it will take the whole program. Um, I'm a farmer. I'm a politician, like you said, and I'm so passionate about what my mom has done for me personally, and why I am now. I would say is thanks to my mom. So I think further on the show, you hear more about some of the great things this great woman did. So I think with the introduction, you've already said enough, a lot. So I think it's okay.
Okay, okay. Well, but we can move straight to that point because I guess the story with your mother is very instrumental, I would say, to where you find yourself now. But so tell me, or tell us, the viewers, what was your relationship with your mother like?
My relationship with my mother is like any other relationship between a mother and a son relationship. It's nothing new, but it is her values and the things that she stands for that's made um, my relationship with her. I'm like any other son, the stubborn one, the last born to, and especially we, the last borns, it's always said that the last borns are pampered by their parents. So me being the last born of my mom, I was said to be pampered and said to be a spoiled child. So, but personally, I was a troublemaker for my mom. I was a very handful for my mom. She has always have issues with even me going to school. So my relationship with my mom is a wonderful one experience, which I would have loved it to continue, but um, she's no more with us, and she's made me physically, spiritually. She made me. She left me with something that, for the rest of my life, I'm going to say it till I take my last breath. That is to give respect to every single woman that looks like her, like her. So I would say that my relationship, especially, she always, some of the things that I can remember that I find myself in her bad books that will make her talk is when I don't go to school. And I would say everybody that knows me, my childhood beginning, school wasn't a thing for me. I wasn't so much particular in being in the class. Not that, not that I'm not, I can't read, or not that I'm not intelligent in reading the books. No, it is because I feel I was in prison, and it felt like a program whereby you are asked to do things. I always run away from the class because of, as a last born, I've always been said to say sorry,
Mm-hmm.
even if I'm right. My voice is
Really?
not heard. Yes, because you are the last person that tells you everything or
Mm,
anything. You are the last person. There are times
yeah.
that they make you even feel you are not, your opinion doesn't matter because you are not up for it. So there seems to be that kind of protection. But that protection too doesn't make us sense. So that's always been that, not heard. So going to class, whereby the teacher will only tell you this, and when you ask a certain questions, the teacher sees you in a way to think that, why are you asking? This is what it is. So you have to accept it the way it is. See, so things that I was going through in the house, the challenges from
Yeah.
home, and anytime I stay out from the house to by going to school where I feel I go and experience the same thing out there. So the best thing is when I don't go to school, I'm out in the fields, or I'm out on the fields somewhere outside. I
Yeah.
prefer being out outside because that's where I feel in my own space. In my own space, I can be me and do things that I like without being judged when I'm
Okay. I
around
hear
where
you.
I want to be. So I'm being heard every time I'm I'm outside. So being in class, when I stay out of class and I stay out of the room, it gave me that space because I was fighting other things that, as a last born,
Mm,
I had to although it might seem very simple, but it plays a very major role in a child's development, in our society and everything.
sure.
Those experiences that I went through, now coming to realize that it has affected me in so many ways, both good and bad. I'll say that the bad is much more than from that fact of not being heard or not being said, asked to say opinion. They don't ask your opinion about nothing.
Yeah. So, so, hmm. So what, how would you say that your relationship with your mother has affected or influenced your other relationships, especially your relationship with women and girls?
Okay, my mom is a woman that accommodates everybody. Growing up in my house, I've never lived a place whereby we are not more than 10 in the house. 10 people. I've never lived. Every time there are so much people, not only for external people, people coming outside. That's the kind of house that I lived. And till date, I feel that that is one aspect of it that has made me to become a better person by loving and caring and learning how to share. She taught us how to share the little that you have. She would rather sacrifice what she has to satisfy someone. Selfless. I would say that she's selfless. She
So
would
she taught you. Sorry, go on.
not her own children. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Hello.
Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead, please. Please bear with us. I think there's some technical issue with the sound. I could hear what you were saying. I was asking you that.
Can you
Okay,
hear
so
me?
she taught you how to share. Yes, I can hear you. Well, hopefully, Mr. Kumahor would be back. We were just talking to him about what influence his relationship with his late mother has had on other relationships, especially with his relationships with women and girls. And one of the things that he says that he learned from her was how to share. And not just how to share, but how to share with others the very little that you have, which I think an important lesson. Welcome back, Amuzu. I was just recapping with the audience that you said one of the things that your late mother taught you or you learned from her was how to share with others, and not only how to share, but how to share the very little that you have with others.
Yes, that's very true. She will, and because of who she is, anytime we are cooking, she's cooking. She will really make sure that the food should be enough, just in case when someone comes in, just in case. So, learning to share is not so difficult for me. And some of the things that I would say that really helped me, that I learned from her, was how to live naturally. Because
Okay.
um, growing up, we were not buying food outside. We're not eating so much processed food. We everything, because she likes to farm. Everywhere we've lived, my mom will definitely have a farm around. As long as
Mm-hmm.
there's a field that nobody is using, she will make sure she will go and make a farm out of the place. So most of our things, we don't buy them; we get them from the farm. Although
Yeah.
we've lived at places, Medina, Tema, all those places, she makes sure that she has a farm. So growing up, certain things I wasn't used to it. For example, like cake, because cake wasn't something that we normally have in our home. So up till date, I don't even eat it.
Sorry to interrupt
So
you.
growing
Sorry
up,
to interrupt you, Amuzu. Sorry to interrupt you, but we can't see your face very well. Can you? That's better. Yeah. Thank you.
okay. So like I was saying, wherever she lived. She will make sure that she has a farm. And growing
Mm-hmm.
up, going through this success that they create in our mind that you need to go to school, find a work, raise family, all those things, chasing after those dreams, you begin to live in a certain kind of lifestyle. And I live that kind of lifestyle. I always call that lifestyle as a fast lifestyle. Very, very fast because you don't even see the kind of life that you're living. So it hits you also. Your back is against the wall. So
Mm-hmm.
I was eating all, I was living like the normal young man who is working, has family. I was eating virtually like any other person today. I will,
Yeah.
because growing up, I've had so many experiences because we've lived at so many places, and I've also lived at so many places as well. So all these things made me very sick, and at a point that our current situation as the orthodox medicine now that we know wasn't helping, wasn't in the place to
Yeah.
save me. So what I reminded myself was how my mom used to treat us when we were sick. Because I never go. I could say that I only grew up to be going to the hospitals, which is not even often. But
Mm-hmm.
when the time came, I was really, really going to the hospital frequently. That was when I realized that I was dying and there was nothing. And I realized that I had to go to what my first teacher taught me. It's not what I've acquired through um, the current state of education, which was failing me. So I resulted in the way my mother was feeding us, and I was feeding myself that way, and I was also using the things that's how she was healing us when we were feeling sick or when we were sick. So
Yes.
trust me, after all these years that I'm speaking and living the kind of life that I remembered she taught us, it has really made me who I am today. And as healthy as I look, um, because of what she taught. So her impact in my life is, if not for what she taught us from the beginning,
Yeah.
and I have to be be very mindful and respect everything she taught us. To go back to it, I wouldn't still be here in this year or on this platform speaking about power to our mothers and who she is. Because aside the kind of family that or the type of woman that she is, we always want to live privately, just mind our own business, do what we are doing, regardless if only it's not going to harm a brother or especially a woman. If it's not
Mm.
going to harm her, then you'll be at one corner, like one side, mind your own business. No one will be coming out to come and even speak to this giving speaking publicly. Like I said,
Yes.
in my family, I'm thought to be the last born, the over pampered one by her. So it is only me. I can say that I'm coming out publicly to really talk about her or to put whatever she educated us into practice. So whatever I've become, the farmer that I've become, is what she taught us.
Mm.
It's what she taught us. So me becoming a farmer, yes. And my mother is a good talker. She knows how to listen to someone's problems and share a little opinion and always say a word of motivational words. So that is how come I'm motivation. I try in my own small space motivate anyone. with the little that I know or the little that I've acquired. So that is
Yeah,
how come.
sorry.
So
You
in
can't
every
see me too
aspect of
well.
my life, in every as in every aspect of my life, including
Mm,
what I'm doing, I won't say that she's not still playing a role in it. Her 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 she lives on. So
okay. She lives on in the practical things that you do day to day. Is that what you mean?
oh yes, she lives on. She'll always live on because now the people that really lived with us, majority of them will not go out there and not say something good about her, or will not say that what they taught them at that time. But it's always because many of us are not really doing going back to what she taught us because of the struggle
Hmm.
that we are in. We seem to forget.
Yeah.
It's only few, because I know that if a mother knows how to really heal their children, they know how to heal their children. So if they are using the right way and you grow up, don't come and say that what your mother taught you or the education she gave you, you've come to grown past what she said. It is the common things that is really relevant now. So
Mm,
it is something that is a general perception, especially we the black people, we the Africans. We are
mm,
so much thinking that we know, especially this modern age, thinking that we know much more than our predecessors, our mothers, because your mother will, like we will love our mothers, your mother won't really appreciate you harming another woman in front of her. But at the end of the day, we grow up to do it. I'm not sure that any woman will educate the child that you should beat a woman or beat me or beat your mother or someone that has my image. Because those things
mm.
are basic. We see it as basic things that they educate, every woman educates the child with. We see it to be so basic, and because it is known, it's not take the relevancy in it. So we rather speak about things that we feel that it's only us alone that understand it better than anyone. So it becomes a
Okay.
real of a challenge trying to really force. Then you might force people to understand that. So my mom made me understand about the simple things, make and give being grateful to people that has played a role in your life, including the basic anybody that has done good, even not even good. But what she will not take to she won't take, because when you do the thing and she doesn't like it, she won't keep it inside her.
Mm. She would
So
tell
that
you.
is me too. If you do the thing, oh yes. And me, for instance, I have the worst of hair type, because me, when you do the thing, I will I won't let it go. So it has been a problem for me really with most of my friends. Yeah, because there are things that they might feel, or even in my family, among my siblings, there are things they feel that, oh, this thing is nothing, you just brush it under the carpet. But I will resolve, I will say it and say it the way how I feel. That way I understand that I'm okay, I've let it out.
Yeah.
If I let it out and you feel it has also set trigger something, let yours out. We will keep exchanging it till we come to a mutual agreement that we understand each person's. But if you ask me that, if you're trying to tell me to brush it under the carpet, it's like you are oppressing me, and that is what my mom will stand for. So that is
Yeah.
me. And her problem is I hold on to things so much that we always fight about. That why do you, okay, you said it, but you still continue with it.
Yeah, no, I
And I said,
understand.
because sometimes I feel, because I'm coming from a place where I've never been heard too much. So when I say it, I feel I've never been heard. So I have to say it countable times to be heard. That is the only thing that I feel um, now that I should really, gradually, I'm not perfect. I'm trying to really, really let it go the first time.
I see. So you're trying to allow, I guess, give somebody the benefit of the doubt. If they've done something that to wrong you, maybe once you let it go, but the next time then you'll tell them straight that that wasn't okay.
No, the very first time, if it is not okay the first time, I wouldn't wait it to be twice. I won't.
Ah,
That is the
okay.
problem. I
I
won't brush it
see.
under the carpet the first time. So I will let you understand the very, very first time.
Okay. Okay. So, wow, that is a lot. And so looking at the relationship with your mother, now, you're part of the foundation, the Part Our Mother's, well, the CEO for Part Our Mother's Foundation. So what, maybe tying those two things together, what specific message would you like to give to our mothers, our mother figures, the women, the girls out there, um, in terms of, yeah, how you see them, yeah, how you see us, how we can empower ourselves.
Okay. I would say that I want to put it categorically that now I'm only the caretaker CEO of Power to Our Mothers Foundation because I have to live by the principles of my mom by going back to whatever she taught me. I'm not going to leave anything that she's taught me behind. So, yes, the little that thing that I can say that don't let anybody oppress you, even the smallest way. Be free to speak your mind. Speak it. If the person doesn't take in well, please. I think my battery is run down, and
Oh
I would
wow.
have to
Okay.
connect. I have to reconnect in a while, a minute.
Okay. uh, well, whilst Amuzu is doing that, I'm sure he'll be back to conclude, I imagine, what he was saying. But a lot there, the fact that um, some of you may be able to relate to on a number of different levels. The fact that he was the last born of 9 children, and so he felt that he never had a voice. And I would say probably most women can relate to that in some shape or form, of not feeling like they've, even some of them, our men can relate to that. But generally, uh, our women can relate to the fact of, in some shape or form, not being able to voice what we're not happy about, either because it's seen as disrespectful, or somebody may think it's just not our place, to say something. When you think about it logically, if somebody wrongs you, surely the healthiest way to address that is to let the person know, in case they didn't know that they wronged you, that they have done that. So I think personally, I think it's a healthy approach to talk about when somebody does something to upset you, wrong you, however you want to put it, that we feel empowered, we feel safe to say, I didn't like that, or that was not okay. So now you've given the person the benefit of the doubt. If they didn't know, now you've told them, now they know. What I know can often happen is that this kind of slow burn syndrome. Somebody wrongs you once, you don't say anything. They wrong you twice, you don't say anything. 3, 4, 5, 6, up to 9 times, you haven't said anything. Then the 10th time, it's become so much that it's like the pressure cooker. You know, the lid just blows off. The lid just blows off. And then what you have is a situation that a woman, somebody who ordinarily looks very sensible and composed and everything, she automatically, or all of a sudden, she looks like a crazy person because she's completely blown her lid. Because the first time, second time, third, all the way up to the ninth time that somebody did something to wrong her, she didn't say anything to alert the person, you know. And somebody could legitimately say, I'm sure we've been in these positions before, somebody could say, oh, but I didn't know, you didn't say anything. I know some of us think, yeah, but how could what you did or said, how could that be normal or a pleasant thing to say? As in, how could you not know that you did something? But remember, we all have different mindsets. We all have different frames of reference, the way we view things. So for me, benefit of the doubt is always the best. It's like, just in case somebody didn't know that their behavior has affronted you in some way, tell them. You tell them. What do they say about the word assume? Why we shouldn't assume? Because it makes an ass or an ass out of you and me. So the best way is just to tell the person. And what Amuzu had mentioned to us is something we talk about a lot, Power to Our Mothers Foundation, even in GPAN's Queens, and on other platforms, the fact that, you know, our mothers are our first educators, our first teachers. We are not the only educators and teachers, but, you know, given that if we're the first, as in, you know, from when we're conceived, forget even by the time we're born, even from when we're conceived, we're having these regular downloads from our mothers. That's very pervasive. It can be very instrumental, you know, to how we come into this world and the kind of things maybe we believe. So I want to welcome back Amuzu Kumahor, who hopefully now is in a position to continue the message you were going to give to our mothers, our mother figures, the women and girls, from, you know, from your perspective, as to words of empowerment, upliftment. What message do you have for us, the women, the girls?
Okay, sorry for the earlier. I had to go plug my phone in. I'll say that. How should I start? I have a lot going on in my mind to even speak to tell our mothers, because they are so not empowered physically in all aspects. And I will also say that I'll also contradict myself by saying that, yeah, they are also empowered within from birth. If you are born a woman, automatically you are empowered, and your power supersedes every living being. If you're a woman, every living being will come through you, whether you've given birth physically or not. Because this world, it is our mother's place. It is the woman that keeps representing the God that we don't know physically on earth. The women does the exact things that we say God has done for humanity or mankind. They are the ones that keeps continuing what God's creation, because they birth every living being. So if you're a woman, from that aspect, you should understand that you have it. Don't let people or anybody oppress you. Speak it. Don't say that, oh, this is the first time someone is trying to oppress me, so let me see if the person will repeat itself. No, don't let the person repeat it. The very first time, say what is on your mind. Tell the person if you agree with the person, if you disagree, let the person understand where you're coming from. That is the only way that the woman can empower herself. I always say that I can't empower any woman. What I can do is remind her of who she is, because physically and practically, a woman gave birth to me, and whatever she's taught me from birth is what I'm saying, is what I'm living for. It's what that is surviving me on this planet. So who am I to empower the person that empowered me? Who am I? That's why I said we should learn to be grateful to anybody that has done something for you. So by the mere fact that a woman gave birth to you, you should be grateful to her kind. It's because we are not grateful, we forget and only be grateful to one. Meanwhile, there are plenty. If you respect one and leave one aside, how can you say you are grateful to the person's image? How can you say that? You can't. So, as the woman, please, the new ones, anybody who will come and see this video someday should understand. If you're a woman, should understand that by the mere fact that you're a woman, you need to educate the ones that you are birthing, the younger ones, to be grateful to your kind. They should be grateful to your image. By the mere fact that they see a woman standing, that is the only way. I always make these examples with the people who said, "Are you a Christian? Are you a Muslim? Are you this? Do you belong to any of the religious bodies?" I tell them that I'm not religious, because among all the gods, all of them, there are plenty. So it means the God of the Muslim God is there. Or if there's one, I know two heads are better than one. So I'll always go for the majority. I want to be on the winning side. As it stands now, as a black man, I'm on the minority side. Meanwhile, by the mere shares of head counting, I'm on the majority side. When it comes to suffering, I'm on the majority side. Meanwhile, when it comes to luxuries too, I'm on the majority side. But practically, I can't experience from the majority side. That goes out to every single black person out there. So by the mere fact that I will rather belong to the majority, which are the women, it is just smartness to join the winning team. So by the mere fact that women are more, I will belong to the majority. I will speak something about them. I will keep reminding them of the power that they have, and I'll keep respecting their images, because they represent all the gods in the Bible, or all the prophets that have come into the books, or everybody that has written the books that we are learning from came through a woman. All of them. A woman educated them what they wrote or what they have to even survive with, to come and write any book to tell us about any other god up there, that, or whichever the god is that we've never seen physically before. They are the physical gods that we don't know. They are the gods that we don't know. So they should keep telling and educating their children of who they are. That we are the special, we are representing God. That is the narratives that our mothers need to start educating us with. And as Francis, the only thing I can do is keep reminding them of who they are. So any other platform, I'll keep mentioning this. I've had problems in the past by saying that women are our physical gods. The term, people seems to say that I'm an occultic. I've joined a certain spiritual society, which I don't know what they are even talking about. So things that got me into trouble with, I will live for it. And I'll say it because I know that they represent it. I don't believe it, I know it for sure. So thank you very much for having me on your shows.
You have one last thing to say before we wrap up that I want to ask you is that was a message to our mothers and mother figures, the women. Do you have any message for your fellow brothers, our sons, the men, well, my sons, the men?
Myself. I have a message for myself? Okay. Yes. What I can say, to me, I wouldn't say that I'm better than any other man out there, or any. I will also not say that any man out there is better than me. I appreciate my image as we being the heads now, but as it stands now, fact is fact. We came through our mothers, and it's a fact. We can't change. It's a fact that we can't change. So my little thing I can say is, let's give the respect that we give one single woman. That single woman that happens to be our mothers. We should give the same respect, because if there's a hope for another coming back to this earth, if God, whatever we are reading in our books, if that will happen, and we have to come and live on earth now, which I know this is the only place we have, and this is where the human being is going to be. If we have to come here again, it is one woman that will give birth to you and I. So that mere fact, we don't choose our mothers. It is our mothers that chose me, because I'm a living proof of that. If my mom had decided to abort me, I won't be speaking on this platform today. So if you don't treat your mother well, this same mother someday, they are the ones that keeps birthing the generation. So if you have to come and you've disrespected one woman, maybe it could be your mother that you've not empowered. So the empowerment that we are talking about, it is men that are supposed to be mindful or remind themselves of who the said women or our mothers are. So the only thing I can say is, let's treat any woman like our mother, because they are our mothers. They are. It's a fact. So thank you very much again. I think it's enough for our brothers, because boys, as men, we don't listen, because I'm men. I'm a man myself. We don't listen at all. So it is best if you have a message for a man, you say it so fast, because our mind keeps switching. So I don't want to speak much. I would rather devote my energy to speak to the majority, which happens to be the women, than because we the men are the ones that has the power now. So as men, and you have power, and your mother is out there, and you are not doing anything about it, the question you should ask yourself, am I smart?
Good question. Good question. Thank you so much for sharing so much in a short space of time. I love that message. Yes, that all of us, and I would say including the mothers, the mother figures, the women themselves, I think all of us could do with and should be treating every mother and girl, if we see that she's a potential mother, with the same respect, love, adoration as our own mothers. I know not all of us have a good relationship with our mother, but if you follow what Brother Amuzu is saying, and you believe in, you know, basically reincarnation, how many times maybe we need to come back to the earth. And the fact is, it's always going to be a woman that will carry you physically in never know who that woman will be. You have your mother now, but you never know how far down the line that goes. Who now next, maybe next time she will bring through. So the holistic thing, the healthy thing for the good of all of us, surely, as I agree with Brother Amuzu, is to treat every mother, treat every woman and girl with the same love, adoration, respect as our own mother, and see what a game changer in the world that is. And we can all do that, because Brother Amuzu, you can tell me if I'm right or not, but I would say that every man, every one of our sons is in some shape or form working to make at least one woman or girl in their life happy.
You are very, very, very right. Very, very. That is it. Um, we, the men, we know it ourselves. We know. We speak it when we are alone, when we are having our boys talk or men talk. We know they are the reason why they are the reason why we are struggling so much to even try to take care of them. It is because of them that we chase after all these things that we keep killing each other for. Yes, they are the main reason why we do all those things. So you are very, very right. It's
Thank you.
because our mothers out there, one woman, it doesn't matter her age, they are the ones sending us, the children, men, to go and work and bring money home for them so that they can take care of us. So the only thing a man does is, I'm not saying all, but what we do is to go and look for this money and bring it home, and we leave the rest for our mothers to do.
Mm.
Yes, because they've only given us one task, and the task is go and bring money and leave the rest for us. So whatever we're doing is because of them. Yes, you're right.
Thank you for the explanation. Really helpful. Thank you to all the viewers that have joined us today, whether you're watching live or on replay. Please do share. And like I said, if you haven't done so already, I would appreciate if you like, follow, subscribe, depending on which platform that you are on, so we can all grow together. Thank you again, Brother Amuzu, for joining us and sharing with us your personal story. And to everyone else, join us again for another episode of Mothering Sunday next week, Sunday at 2 p.m. GMT. So until then, I'm Naa Amerley Asante-Armar signing off. Goodbye, Brother Muzu.